Hey guys, how's it going? I want to say roughly 2 years ago, year or two ago, I bought this 1971 John Deere 110 off of my brother. Previously on the channel, we've done a lot of work to this thing in the time I've had it. Previously on the channel, we had to replace the head gasket. We took the hydraulic pump off. We had the front cover of the engine off because it was having spark issues, which it's having again. One thing I never did, however, with all the things I had to do, was I never got into the carb and checked it to see how it looked, and that has taken its toll. And well, now it's running kind of rough, and I need this thing ready here soon because we're getting into September, and when September comes around is when winter starts, and well, fall starts and winter starts. And you know, when the leaves fall, sometimes I take these out and push the leaves around with the snow plows just to get them out of my way. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I also need to get this one set up for winter, because my usual snowplow rig has unfortunately failed me. For those of you that have been around here for a while, this is my 1974 John Deere 112. This is my, God, I want to say this is the third or fourth tractor I bought. I bought this roughly 4 years ago. I have beat the absolute dog piss out of this poor thing in the time I've owned it. Unfortunately, we are putting this tractor out of commission. I am not sure where it's going to go from here. I'd like to get that engine rebuilt. I would also like to possibly find maybe a rebuilt engine to throw into it. That engine's tired. It's got a knock. I have absolutely no idea why the knock started. I pulled the oil pan off the engine to go through it and check for a leak because it had a really bad leak, which now I'm starting to think it's the seal because, well, it still does it. Either the seal or the plate between, or the bearing plate. Not sure. It definitely needs some help though. And last time I was in it, I adjusted the valves and did the breather gasket. No, I didn't do the valves. I just did the breather gasket because it was leaking out the breather. So got it put back together and started using it again. And out of nowhere, it all of a sudden started having a knock. So that's kind of where we're at with this one. And it has also been burning oil pretty bad. So I keep hearing, oh, that's my frog. I keep hearing noise. I was wondering where that noise is coming from. My nose is plugging up for whatever reason. So that's currently where we're at with this one. I've had a few people ask me about why haven't I had this one on the channel lately. That's why. It's currently out of commission. I got to get back into it sometime and address it and get it going again. But now we're currently on to this one. This is going to be taking over for the winter, that and my orange patio, like last year. If I had a blade for one of my hydros, I would probably use one of them as well. But yeah, that's currently where we're at. So I want to open this guy up and I want to get a look at that carb and see how that carb looks. And if I find anything else I want to do along the way, we'll go on ahead and do that in the video. So yeah. One thing I actually forgot to leave out is this is actually the 755th 110 that was built in 1971, which I actually thought was really cool. I got to get this home light out of my way. More videos on that coming soon, don't worry. I've been asked. Currently still working on it, just slow process as usual. So we got to take this air filter off. I do want to take a look at the air filter. I had the thought of pulling the engine out because it definitely needs some help. That smells kind of rough. Filter definitely could be blown out. That might even be the whole problem, actually. Get down to that. 3 screws. I only 2 screws. So now we got to get the other thing off. I'd bring you guys down here, but I don't really think I'd be able to squeeze you in. Well, I might be able. Let me try something. There we go. So hopefully the camera is not in my way, and hopefully I won't get in your guys' way. Damn it, this thing rolls. I gotta put it in here. No more rolling. Let's see. So now I can't see. There we go. And they fed on. Damn it, it's still not loose enough to... But yeah, I don't think I've had this off here in the time I've had it, so... I've had the air filter off, but I haven't had the carb apart this far. So, this far, whatever. I wonder if moving the camera will help any. I also noticed it almost looks like a screw's missing. Maybe not. But that looks fine. Yeah, it's still got both screws, so it should be okay. No, oh, this is one of those that has it. Yeah, it has it bolted to the side. Damn it. I was hoping it didn't. I don't know why they did that on these. They're such a pain to get to. They put bolts on the side, so you just about have to take the muffler off in order to get to them. Unless you get lucky and can see what you're doing. Right there. If we can get that loose, damn it. It'll break off eventually. Just give it a second. Here we go. Got it off. So, I see there was no gasket. There might have been a gasket. Maybe not. No, there was no gasket. That's wonderful. So how do you unhook this? I gotta remember. Okay, so that's a solid piece right there. And then back here, this, that. Okay. So it's the same as on the bigger engines, all except for that one piece. Let me move the camera, because I can imagine that you guys want a better spot, and I want you in a better spot too. So let's see about getting this out of here. What do you see? Do you see everything? Oh, good, you do. You actually get a better view of it than I do. So we need to put a vice grip on that, or how much gas is in there? Or we could play the game of getting splashed in the face, which, by the way, that tastes great. And we'll just stick it in there. So then we just come up here. And if I remember right, these should be 7/16. Okay. Are they... Let's try this one. Okay, what the hell? Oh boy. Alright, let's try this again. There it goes. So it must have been that wrench. And I think one other thing I want to do is I want to adjust that governor, because I get asked a lot, how do you adjust a governor? So we'll probably end up doing that today. If I remember, we'll probably end up doing that today. Not really any specific reason, just kind of since I'm in here, as far as I am. There we go. That one we might be able to get from... No, that jet's in the way. Well, actually, maybe you could get that with a screwdriver. Come on. There we go. The smaller one, got it. And I think with this one, we have to take the screws out completely. And this isn't like the other ones where if you take one out, you can slide it over. You can't do that with these. You have to take both completely out. I can't get on that one with a screwdriver. I thought I could. But yeah, I haven't had this carb off here before, so I'm pretty curious to know what it looks like inside. And judging by the rest of the machine, it's probably rough. Come on, let's go. Can't really turn it that far. That's probably one thing I'm gonna end up doing, is cutting into that so I can just slide these off. Oh, and those bolts will stay in there. So take that off and unhook that. There we go. Now remind me it was in that furthest up hole. Now bear with me, because for the record, it has actually been a while since I've taken one of these 8-horse carbs apart. So just so everybody's aware, it's not necessarily a learning curve for me, but you know, I got it. Okay. It's just not gonna. You got any gas? Okay. I was wanting to see if it had any gas that wanted to leak out before I got it all over my towel. Nope, I was right the first time. There we go. Yep, I figured it would do that all over my... Ooh. It doesn't look too bad. It's definitely got a little bit of dirt in it. Okay, so that's closed kind of far. Holy fuck. Which way does this supposed to go? That way, right? Hang on a second. Oh, well, that just came out. So here's what we do. And then that down there is a 10mm. Why they used metric on these, I have no idea. So let's see how that seat comes out. Well, I may not be able to get it out of this one. That sucks. So now we gotta take the O-ring out, which I'm not sure if I want to mess with doing that or not. I don't need that big of a piece. This, I think this is the original carb to that engine. My concern right now, I really don't have another O-ring I can put in there if I take that one out. Oh, look at that. No, maybe I don't have another gasket. Damn it. If I can get a small, thin-walled socket, I can put it in. Well, unfortunately, that's the thinnest one I have. So you know what we could do? Chuck that up in the lathe. I don't actually. There may not be enough material to shave off of it. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to shave off enough material to get it to work, because once we did, we would basically be completely open. And it probably wouldn't hold up, so yeah, there you go. So I would say we've got this pretty much as far apart as I can get it. Our needle. Looks okay. Should get those out of there. I'm gonna see if that O-ring will come out easily. Let's see. Okay. No, it broke. Damn it. Oh well. Yeah, that wouldn't have survived anyway. Yeah, see? That's basically just falling apart. We might have, but no, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have rejuvenated it. It would have probably just fell apart on me any further. Oh well. I gotta see if I have an O-ring, I guess, for that. I probably should have just left it alone, but it probably would have fell apart anyway while it was in there, so. I'm gonna let this take a bath for a while. And probably floats. I'll just bring you guys back once this is done. So now I'm curious, let's see how bad this filter is. definitely a lot better. I usually don't show putting these back together. However, since this is the only thing we're doing today, we might as well make a how-to out of it, I guess. So there you go. That looks better. Definitely cleaned up nice. Cool. Now, one thing that I do take this and dip it in some water. Clean up the seat. And then this side right here kind of comes apart from spinning, so you can use it to do that. Now, one thing I do, and it actually seems like it does pretty good when it comes to cleaning these out, is I got toothpaste. This has some kind of abrasive in it because it's got to clean your teeth somehow. So you just take a little bit of toothpaste, not too much, you know, but just enough to it's probably about might be enough. That does clean it out. It does a good job on it. However, depending on how they are to start with, some of them are a little bit easier. The other ones kind of, you know, fall apart on you. And then you want a decent one like that. That's good for cleaning them out, you know. And then one thing I would do after doing that, take that up front, blow it out with the air compressor, and then I'll come back and we'll finish putting it together. So now, that looks good to me. So now we grab our jet. It might be too big. That's the one. Just making sure that the jets aren't plugged. They're not, so cool. Apparently I thought there was one. There it is. You have to have good eyes when it comes to these, something I don't have. It's hard to see the holes. These are actually torch tip cleaners. I got these on Amazon, eBay actually. They do good for these jets too. And there we go. There's not really anything on this one to clean out, so you just kind of give it a quick once over. Here we go. I feel like that can move a little bit easier than it does. And then you put the seat in. Now all carbs are just about the same when it comes down to it, you know. I mean, there's not really much different between this compared to any other carb. Just, you know, some have more jets than others. Some have more barrels than others too. So one thing I want to test real fast is I want to test the seat and the needle, and I want to make sure it's seating good. So when I blow into this and pick up on that, air should come out. Which it does, so that's good. So I did find a gasket. This one's kind of expanded. I stuck it in the freezer hoping that it would shrink, which it actually looks like it did. So that's good. So it may have shrunk a little too much. Yeah, I think it did. Might have to let this one expand. Shit. I don't have another one of these, do I? No. No, that's too very small. I see a couple 8-horse carbs sitting up there. One of them might have a gasket we could borrow. Last second decision. There we go. We'll just give that a second to sit in there. I'm gonna be furious if once I let this stupid thing go, it flies. There we go. We got that stupid ring in there. Son of a bitch. So hopefully now we got it in and it doesn't leak. There we go. That is how you put together a carb. carb back on there. I also found a gasket for the airbox. So with that being said, that's all done and took care of. So let's go on ahead and start the thing. Let's see if it starts. Hopefully. Better. So the top jet on top, you want to bring that one out two and 2 or 2.5. And the one on the bottom, or the one on the side, you want to bring out 1.5 or 2. Then this one on this side will adjust out. Now, let's see if it starts. There we go. It actually sounds a lot better than it did before. Well, it might be a little rough still. I might need to play with the adjustments. Find it. I don't think I'm gonna. Sounds pretty good. It doesn't quite spool up as fast as I want it to, but you know, oh well. I guess let's take it out and see how it drives. definitely better. The reason why it's running so rough, what I mean by that is when it goes over bumps, is there is a spot somewhere, it's that ignition. I need to replace that ignition system that it has. Instead of having a 12-volt coil like what my 140 has, this has a solid state ignition. The solid state is underneath the flywheel, and somewhere in that spark plug wire, it's grounding out, and I can't do nothing about it unless I change out that ignition. So, great. Definitely runs a lot better. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I know it was a short video and kind of boring video, you know, but hey, what do you expect? This is something I had been wanting to do for a while, and I finally got around to doing it, so I figured why not? Maybe somebody out there would be interested. It wasn't nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be. However, you know, oh well. We still got into it and cleaned it out, I guess, and I showed you guys how to do it. So there you go. I've had people ask me before, how do I clean a carb? So I thought, well, I'll just go on ahead and show it. Now, in the event of you don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, which there for a while I didn't, I would just blow it out with the air compressor the best I could. That did work. However, doing it with the ultrasonic, I can definitely say does it a little bit better because it gets into the places you can't with the air compressor and also the torch tips cleaners. So there you go. There are some other things I want to do with this machine. I'm sure you guys probably can figure out exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not like I want to replace that ignition system or anything like that. We'll save that for another video. I also need to do something about the clutch on here. It's not all that great. All right, guys, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching, and I will catch all of you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.